Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a build, as you can see, all these parts, and gotta have a good OS. I mean, come on guys, you can't get any better than this, right? CPU, graphics card, yeah, you can see all this parts, so let's get to it. Okay, so we shall be installing the CPU now. So the way you do this is you take your clip, push it down, and you pull it out like that. Lift it up, and then you remove this cover here. Then you take your CPU, and with the gold triangle here on the CPU, you align this gold triangle with the little gold triangle on the motherboard. Well, not gold, but the triangle. Then you get your CPU, you pop it in the socket, give it a little jiggle to make sure it's in. Take the clamp down, make sure it's under the screw, push down, and then round, and make sure it is under the clip. You have now installed your CPU.
Looks like a mousetrap.
Okay, so the way I'm going to install this heatsink is I've just put two screws, one on this corner and one on this corner, and I've aligned the heatsink on this corner of the screw, and then I've sit it on the other corner. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the two other screws and put it under, and just ever so slightly tighten up. Now what this should do is this should stop the thermal paste from getting smudged everywhere, and that's exactly what we don't want, because smudged thermal paste is not nice to replace, and because this thermal paste is quite expensive. Okay, so the screws are loosely in, apart from one of them. So now that the heatsink is aligned, let's flip the motherboard over and install the heatsink. Hey look, there's the Foxconn part. Let's do this. Okay. Basically all you do is you get your screwdriver and you screw down on opposite corners evenly, so because you don't want to put any unnecessary stress on the socket. So you just slowly opposite screw to opposite screw, tightening up this heatsink. So that's all you do now. Okay, so what we will be doing now is we will be running this cable. So the reason I put this cable in this location is so that it is clean. Now, a lot of people will say, align it to the closest point of your CPU fan. Yes, that is what you should do. You should align it with your CPU fan, pin. But what I'm doing is just to make cable management look nice, tidy, clean, simple, all those things that you want, just to make it look good. I've measured it, it does fit to the socket, like the pin. Okay, so the way you install the motherboard is you align the back I/O with the plate, and you just align it, and back part first, put it down and hold it by the heatsink, because that way you don't actually damage any parts. Now we shall be having fun with installing screws. Okay, so we will be just this fan here. So we're just going to take this fan and plug it in to the fan socket, and hide that cable under there. Okay, so right now we're going to put in the RAM. I got 16 gigabytes of just GSkill RAM. So in this case, see what I did there? The motherboard pin is actually so that it doesn't have a clip here, it only has a clip on this side. So, and also make sure you know where that little notch is. So what you do, you put this corner of RAM in there, and then you just push it down into the clips. So always push this side down first, clip, clip, and then we'll take the next stick of RAM and same thing. It is aligned the right way. Clip that side in. I can't see. And clip that side in. RAM is now installed. Okay, so what we will be doing now is the tedious job of installing the power supply. Now the only downside with installing a system in this case is putting the power supply in. It'll take a bit, but it will look very nice, clean, simple looking, and well, it'll just look good. So the way you do it in this case is you have a back panel here, which you install the power supply to, and then you slide it in, and then you align all the cables behind the hard drives and around that area. So that is how you install the case. in this case, or power supply in this case. Okay, so all I've done so far is I have put all of the cables which I don't need back here so it looks nice, tidy and clean. And I've gotten all the cables that I do need and I've brought them out. So I've run this 24 pin around the back of the power supply and up onto here. And actually what I've done with the power supply is I've made the fan blow downwards so you don't get any heating issues. Now I'm going to get this 4 pin plus 4, which is an 8 pin, and I'm just going to plug it into the 4 pin slot. So let's get that. Okay, so we shall be installing the graphics card now. It is not going to be too tedious, so it's just going to be a matter of loading that in on the side, and time for the click. Yeah. Okay, graphics card is basically installed now. What we need to do is just get this clip, and we just mount this clip back in. Okay, so this is a bit of an awkward position, but all I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting this 6 pin, and then the 6 pin plus 2 or 8 pin. So, okay, so what we are doing now is we will just be installing these drives, so they're just nice drive cages which pop in and out. Make sure you have the SATA pointing towards the back of the drive, so you just have the SATA pointing towards the back so that everything looks clean, and literally it's just as simple as folding it over and putting in some pins. It is lovely. It's lovely, lovely, lovely. So I believe I'm going to be putting these 2 drives in a RAID. RAID 0. RAID 0 isn't the best RAID, but the only reason I'm putting them in RAID 0 is for quick file transfers. So, yes, if I want to basically move a file quickly from an SD card or something, I shall do that with these 2 drives. So, here is what is happening. I shall just get 2 screws, and one of them actually goes in the right location and the other one just misses, but that is fine because it fits. And I'll just put this washer down so that the drive will be stable, clean, and not make loud rattly noises, which is what we all hate. Got the 2 SATA cables and just plug them in.
They're so red.
So now I'm just going to run them around the back here, just through all this cable mess.
And you say you had nice cable management.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It looks clean because it's all messy back here.
Okay, because it's red.
Yes.
If it's red, it looks good.
Red. That's true.
Then
It's red's most salient.
you just get it and you just plug it in to a socket. So in this case, I'm just going to be putting it in there, wrapping it around. Looks quite clean and simple, and I shall just do the exact same thing with this drive. Now these 2 drives are going to be in RAID. Now don't store anything important on these drives. Only use them, if you're going to be doing this build, only use these drives for quick, fast storage.
Of course.
What I'm going to be needing next is to run all these SATA power leads. So basically I'm just going to get this one and I'm going to shove the majority of it towards the back, because I don't really need it, all of this length, because it's just running straight to the 2 drives here. I could use Molex, yes, but I'm going to use SATA because it's well nicer, cleaner.
Please not ever. Keep on clapping.
Excellent. What's the next trick? Just putting your OS on it, firing it up.
Woo!